We talked a little bit about our time together, but we haven't talked anything specific. We generally I'll talk with the team Wednesday night and Thursday night. Those will be the two nights that I talk to the football team, and we'll talk about the seniors will get a chance to speak to their teammates for one last time, and then we'll see what happens. I think Kyle will make sure that they're prepared to play. Everybody wants to win their last game, whether it's this week or your last game is in a bowl game. Everyone wants to win that last game, so they'll still come in with a lot to play for. We had to address from a recruiting standpoint, to build depth and build get some numbers there at those positions. I chose to go D-line and DBs first, heavy. And tight end just because we didn't really have any of those players in our program at those positions. And so now after this year, we can recruit a little more normal and just take guys at different positions as opposed to just focusing on one position. In a way, it's a positive for those guys because they're all tight. It's a small number, so it's easier for them all to be closer together. So that's the first thing. As far as with the team, the leadership may be a little bit different because of the numbers. It's not a vocal group by any stretch of the imagination, which is okay. They're more lead by example players. And so, that's where the juniors and the younger guys have to step up and be a little more vocal as leaders. Unfortunately for some of our seniors like Polk and Rippey, they weren't healthy and didn't get really an opportunity to play to what they were capable of being as players, But we knew as I sat here, 10 months ago, talking about our recruiting class, that I said about 75% would be playing for us. And I think we've had 9 to 10, Dave will probably tell you, of those true freshmen start, not just play, start. So, you knew a little bit of that. But, at the same time, you always feel like you have opportunities to go out there, compete, and win. I think as time goes on, we'll be able to redshirt more of our incoming players. Like a guy like Tyler Hennington, he played his best game last week, and he's played real well all year. But selfishly, I'd love to have been able to redshirt him and some other guys just to have them for 5 years. Same with the corners. I'd love to have been able to just say, hey, you guys can't play. But we're a couple years away from getting guys like that in and then saying, you're not going to play, you're going to redshirt. But as we continue to move forward, our classes will get more balanced in our numbers so that we're consistently around 20 every year. And then also where the majority of your class is going to redshirt, and then when you get to that point, everything gets better. Your practices are better because you're practicing, when a kid, if Crawley and Wright were going against P. Rich every day, that would force them to get better at some things. And same with Tyler Hennington went against Alex Lewis every day, how much better he would be. So as you continue to build the program, as it continues to grow, that's where you want to get to. Well, I think when you start on the offensive side, our offensive line, I think our offensive line has played well. I think they've really started to come together, the way they communicate. It's easy to sit in the stands and say, well, they played bad because of this sack or that, and that might not necessarily be the case with them. Defensively, I think our defensive line has improved. Our athleticism has improved on that side, and speed. We have to be better about tackling when we get those chances. It's the finality of it. It's the fact that this group will not be together anymore after Friday at 4:30. That's it. What I've tried to get the seniors to understand is, like, athletes don't understand the end. Coach wants your playbook. That's when it's like, wow, like now what, right? You walk out of the building, that's it. You're out of the. I mean, you're done. There's no going back. There's no just one more time. And so getting them to understand the finality of it, and same with the guys in the locker room. You know, there's guys that'll still be on this team that will have a huge role in the lives of some of these guys that are seniors, whether it's groomsmen, whether it's being there for when their kids are born, whether it's working together or helping them through difficult times. But it's severed, it's done. And that's, if you want to say the cruelty of sports, that's what it is. You ask any athlete, when it's done, you miss the locker room, you miss being around the guys, you're going to miss the grind some. The first week you'll feel great because it's like, oh, man, I don't have anything to do. And then you find out how long a day really is when you have nothing to do. You'll find out how special it was to be a part of a team and try to do something as a group. So all those different emotions, they'll go through it. So we'll talk about some of those things so that they understand more, not to be afraid of it, but to embrace it, but to really relish, enjoy this last opportunity, these last 3 hours. So you don't sit there and it's done and you say, man, you know, I wish I would have known it was going to be like this. So I'll try to paint as clear a picture as I can for them without, I guess, being too down. But it's okay. Everyone does it. Everyone goes through it. So it's important that they relish these opportunities.